Okay, how's it going, everyone? Start this thing up. Coffee in hand, brain reshaped, check, check. Stream on, check. Post show launched, check. Feeling better. Half check mark, still feeling shitty. But we're here. Give it a few minutes. I booted up pretty early. Like, I left that screen on for maybe 2 minutes, and then I just hit the transition button to go into the talking screen here. So give it a few minutes for people to join up. Just kind of chill out for a few. I was supposed to record more beginner's course today, but yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling up to it. We'll see how I feel after this, but like, yeah, it's pretty, yeah, still under the weather. Twitch Craigasm, indeed, my dude, indeed. We're going to be testing Twitch for a week, see how streaming goes on Twitch. I think as somebody who's doing content creation, developing a morning show, and continuing to develop these kind of pillar pieces, I think we owe it to ourselves to give a chance to Twitch and see how streaming is on Twitch. Dr. Cotton, what's up, dude? You're working too hard, need to rest. I agree. My wife agrees. My children agree. Everybody agrees with you, except the people who want more content. They're like, no, you're fine. You'll get better by the end of the day. Don't worry. Yeah. So Ross, I posted about it on Twitter. If you don't have my Twitter account, like if you're not following my Twitter account, go there. I post stream updates. I actually post a lot on my Twitter. I've gotten into quite a filthy habit of like constantly posting on my Twitter. Yeah, I kind of guilty pleasure, kind of enjoying Twitter. Just posted up this one this morning too on Twitter, but you guys don't see that. Okay, we'll wait a little bit. You're rewatching the beginner's course. Watch the new remastered beginner's course, dude. It's way better. I'll hit the chat with that for you. Hopefully Nightbot's awake and not sleeping. Hopefully Nightbot's had his coffee. There we go. Remastered for 2021, the new beginner's course. Nightbot is awake. Nobody taught me, Jacob. I reverse engineered it all by myself. There's not a single person who influenced my trading journey in this world. Not a single person I took anything from, nothing. It's just 100% self-taught. Get my chart up here. I'm not going to touch anything. I'll wait to move my charts over a bit until I'm actually share screening. Yeah, I think as a content creator, and we're kind of developing this world, I think I owe it to try Twitch for a week, see how it is. Not only to see what my audience likes better, but to see what I like better as well. There's some things on Twitch I really, really do like. There's some things that on Twitch are just amazing. That would be a huge addition to the stream. So I want to try it for a week and see how it goes. First episode of Remastered was awesome. Need more? Yeah. I wanted to release the next one tomorrow, but being sick kind of threw a wrench into things, so we'll see. Yeah, you definitely want to be on Twitter, dude. Good morning, Streamlabs. Are you working? Yes, there you go. I haven't really touched my charts at all. This is the first time I've actually opened a chart since yesterday. Crazy that Bitcoin broke 52.8. There's a coffee competition that I posted on Twitter. How about that for a graphic? 1950s cotton. Look at that. Cottonland Coffee Co. There's a coffee competition I have in the Discord. So for people who are in the Discord, I'm doing a coffee competition, the giveaway of some of my favorite coffee stuff. But how about that graphic? 1950s cotton. Wow. So if I was back in whatever 70 years ago, this is what I'd look like. Not really, but if they took a picture, this is what you'd see. Okay, let's catch up on comments. Leave this little cotton graphic up. You guys get double the cotton for the single price of one stream for a few minutes while I catch up on chat here. You should write a book, man. I plan to in the future. Maybe when I'm like another 15 years or something. Once I have NDAs released and things like that, then yeah, maybe I'll write a book about some of the stuff that I've seen in this industry and some. Once I can freely talk and kind of gentlemen's agreements are over, I will definitely write a book one day. Top of the morning, Casper. Mark Douglas's book. Yeah, so the problem with Mark Douglas's book, I've said this in the past, he doesn't really give you any tools. Like, he just kind of talks in general points. He it's don't get me wrong, trading, you're talking about Trading in the Zone. Trading in the Zone is a great book, but it's super dated. It's just kind of like an awareness tool so that you're aware of what's happening. It doesn't really equip you with any tools to rebuild your mind or better yourself. It's just kind of Mark Douglas talking about some things that once you're in trading for long enough and once you've kind of mastered these things, yeah, they're just kind of common sense. Almost as if you were reading some founding poker book from the 80s or the 70s, right? Like, that's kind of how I see Mark Douglas's book. It's a lot of really good information, but again, nothing to really help you. It doesn't really give you any tools. It doesn't really make you a better trader. It just kind of makes you realize that there's more to mental analysis than just, oh yeah, I feel good or I feel bad. So I love Mark Douglas's book. I think it's a great piece of work, and it's a pioneer to a lot of the mental analysis work that doesn't exist yet, I guess. I don't know, because there's not really a lot of mental analysis stuff on day trading. But yeah, that's my problem with Mark Douglas's book, is it doesn't really give you any tools. It just kind of opens your eyes and gives you this awareness, which doesn't really help. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I got through the book Trading in the Zone, and it was a good book. But I don't feel like it made me a better trader. Like, I don't feel like after reading that book, all of a sudden I was a changed trader and I had this new outlook, and my mind, I knew how to craft a better reality for myself. Like, I didn't feel any of that from his book. Great book, lots of solid information, but yeah, I think as time goes on and knowledge evolves, and us as human beings, we keep pushing forward. I think we need to look for more evolved ways to deal with problems other than to just talk about them in a round table. Like, talking about a problem in a round table is like, oh yeah, let's get the hair off our chest kind of thing. And that's great. But like, how does that help you? How does just venting help? I mean, I guess it's kind of like a meeting, like an AA meeting where you just kind of talk through your problems and it just makes you feel better and you have to kind of keep going. Kind of feels like the same thing that Mark Douglas's book conveys. Again, great book, masterpiece, nothing to take away from his work. For the time when it was released, at the time, the height of mind training. But that's because we didn't know enough about mind training then. That's because we didn't know how to create systems. Like, in Mental Analysis Evolved, I get into something called devices. So you guys saw that in the lesson 5, the very first, the teaser that was released. Lesson 5 was one of my favorite lessons. That's why I uploaded it. This was also one of my favorite lessons as well, the Rebirth. And in lesson 5, I talk about devices, and everybody's probably like, what the hell is he on about with devices? So in the next lesson in Mental Analysis Evolved, we create this tool called devices, and then they each mean something specific, right? And there's a way that you can kind of pinpoint and focus on each part of your mind and use what I call devices to retrain yourself through tools and worksheets and these things like that, right? So yeah, it's really, really very different, right? You guys will just have to wait and see. But I really enjoy it. I really like doing the Mental Analysis Evolved work. Hey, Anthony, what's up, dude? Love your vids. Cool, man. dual stream or Twitch exclusively, I'm gonna likely do Twitch exclusively for 1 week, see how it goes, and then make a decision from there. Twitch has a lot of cool features. Twitch has a lot of things that we don't have on YouTube. I was kind of doing a comparison yesterday because, you know, like I said, if we're gonna continue to do this morning show, I think I owe it to myself and the audience to see which platform is better instead of just choosing YouTube. I think YouTube's a great platform to stream on, but there's definitely some shortcomings with streaming on YouTube compared to Twitch. We're watching the beginner's course for the 3rd time. Nice, dude. You're an absolute master. I hope you're in textbooks in the future. Let's hope so, man. Yeah, you've got to join Discord by patron. I used to have my Discord channel open to the public, and there's like 5,000 members, and then I just cut it all away. It was way too much to manage. Yeah, it used to be like 5,000 or 6,000 members in the Discord channel. It was way too much like cancer, way too much toxicity, because it was just people come in for free and they'd be like, yo man, where's the fat signals, big dirty signals right here. Like it was crazy. And then I just like, yeah, I just closed it to the public, and it was just like, yeah, you want to be here, you pay to be here. I work hard enough that I don't need extra work on Discord to babysit like people who make 30 accounts and come and spam where's the signals. I just cut that shit out because it was like, yeah, I don't want to deal with that. You want to be here, you pay to be here. And now the Discord is like it's incredible. You guys should see the stuff that's on Discord. It's amazing. The trades, the talk, the people making, it's not just about the making money, it's just the community, the like-minded people who are all trying to learn. Like it's such an amazing place. Now I've never been happier with my Discord than I am like currently how it is. Every single person in there communicates, talks, helps each other out with the interactive quizzes on GateX. They share their trades constantly on a daily basis. This person made 200%, that person made 300%. And they're sharing some of the stuff. It's really good the way Discord is right now. It's just like, it's in a really good place. Market Wizards is a good book. I never read Market Wizards. I may have seen it in passing, but I've never read it. You can always take 100x positions. Stop loss must always be placed perfectly. No room for error. Yep, agreed. When I'm doing 100x, they have to be pretty perfect. If you stream on Twitch, you'll get half your views from YouTube. Yeah, I'm not too concerned about that. People will come and watch if they like me. I'm not concerned about like I'm not concerned about like, oh, I'll lose audience. If that's all it takes for people not to watch me is because I'm not doing it on YouTube, which is their like bookmarked platform, then that's fine. They're probably not a good audience member anyways. It's about choosing the right platform to grow forward. Is that the new sail chair? Take a quick little spin around. Yes, it is. New sail chair. Just stand up real quick here. You can see like the sail chair right here. Yeah. New sail chair. It's pretty nice. Not gonna lie, it's a really nice chair. I don't know how much of it you can see, but it is pretty badass, this chair. How do you choose a crypto broker? I don't know, pick from the list of poison. They're all bad. What's the name of the coffee I'm drinking? I can't share that, man. That's gonna spoil the Continental coffee competition. Well, we're still on the stream. Let's go to Bitcoin. I can't share that, man. I've said it in the past, but I can't share it now that the coffee competition is up. That's like favoritism. Why you go on Twitch, you need to account for that? I don't understand what you mean by that. Account for that? What do you mean by you need to account for that? You need account for that. Oh, do you need an account for Twitch? No, you don't need an account for Twitch. You could just open the stream link. Binance down as Bitcoin hits a critical level. Are you surprised? Is that actually down, or is that like fake news down? Looks fine to me. Maybe it's just down for you. I don't see any down periods right now on mine. There's no critical level at this moment either. The next like big level is up in 60K range on Bitcoin. So yeah, let's talk about Twitch for a moment. Google or Facebook account to log in. You don't even need an account. You literally click the stream link and that's it. Oh, it was down yesterday. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I was like, I didn't even open my charts yesterday. I was so down and out, guys. I woke up at 7 a.m. and threw up like crazy. I was like, you guys ever get sick when you start throwing up and it's like, you think you feel better after you throw up once? And you throw up once and it's like, oh man, that sucked, but I feel so good now. You feel like $1 million after you throw up. Like that's usually how I am when I'm sick. So that happened and I was like, I felt good for 2 minutes. I'm like, oh, nice, this is over. And I was gonna like get coffee and start streaming, like throw up. Yeah, that's fine. Just like suck it up and move on. Get coffee, start streaming, blah, blah, blah. I was gonna do like a late stream. Then like 2 minutes passed and I started throwing up again. I was like, okay, well, this has got to be it now. I was like, yeah, it's over. GG, like, let's go. And then, nope. I just kept throwing up. Like for hours on end, I was throwing up. It was to the point where I was just like throwing up air. Like, but my body couldn't stop. I was so ridiculously sick yesterday. And my eyes are all messed up now today because I was just, when you start throwing up that hard and you're that sick, it's like it screws with your eyes because you're just like, your face is so flexed out and you're just like, you start breaking blood vessels in your face. It was like that kind. So like now my one eye is all messed up and I feel okay, but like I'm definitely feeling weak. Like I'm a weakened version of myself. I'm not I'm not at full force right now. Like if I was a boss in a video game, it's like he's weakened, get him, I'd be in a weakened state right now. Like full frontal attack, I'm in a weakened state. That's how I'd be. Maybe it's my body signaling the top. Maybe. Possible, I guess. So yeah, I'm still not completely better, but I'm okay for now. Woke up, I'm feeling okay. I've got coffee in me, so yeah, we're okay. But I definitely need to slow down a bit because I've been overworking. That's why I got so sick. Just way too much overworking. Months on end of doing like 16-hour days, 7 days a week, like 3-4 months on end of that. It's like when I used to do mentorship, I would have these times where I would just go down for a week because I just work so hard. And it's like, yeah, the same kind of sickness happened to me back in the day when I was doing mentorships. It's like, yeah, this happened to me a few times, just months and months and months of overworking myself to the point where it's just like, yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So we're probably going to be a delay in the next beginner's course lesson, but oh well. It was supposed to come out tomorrow. That may not be happening. We'll see how I feel today if I'm up to recording. I might just take a break today. Yeah, Binance is Binance. I mean, people continue to use it and support it, so I mean, they'll continue to do these things. Oh yeah, I take tons of vitamins. Hello 666. So what did you guys think of? Let's talk about Mental Analysis Evolved before we I'll ask you guys what you thought about Mental Analysis Evolved while I talk about Twitch for a minute. So what did you think of the new MAE video, the Rebirth? It was kind of the anchoring point to the entire work to come, like rebirthing your mind, rebirthing your body, rebirthing yourself, right? Like kind of resetting your mind and understanding the bad thoughts in your head and the good thoughts, and basically how our mind stores them and the scars they leave and things like that. So how did you guys enjoy it? Well, I don't need to explain it to you guys. You guys watched it. How did you guys enjoy the new Mental Analysis Evolved video? And while you guys are typing, I'm going to talk about Twitch. There's a lot of really cool things on Twitch. I'm finding YouTube is quite limited in terms of a streaming platform in general. Like I look at First off, discovery of a streamer is ridiculously tough on YouTube. They don't have a big list of categories. They don't have a subcat. Like, I'm just under the category education, and that's it. Like, I pick a category and that's it. There's no. It's very tough if you actually go on YouTube to find like somebody who's actually streaming live. It's not like Twitch where they have nicely broken down categories, streamers of all types, and you want to watch this type of content. It's a few clicks away, and then they have a list of streamers doing that. I find it very tough in terms of discovery. So for growth reasons, I think just as a platform, Twitch is designed much better than YouTube. I also think that when you are watching YouTube, it's kind of weird how they don't have a mode that gives you a full screen with a chat bar. It's either you're on full screen and there's no chat bar, you actually can't look at your screen and the chat at the same time, or you go into a minimized screen where only maybe 25% of your screen, the middle of your screen, like the normal YouTube video is showing, it's a smaller picture with less detail, and then you get a bar on the side. I think that's super weird. Like, I don't know why they do it like that. I think it's super weird. I don't know like why they do that. I don't know why they don't have can't you pop out chat. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it, but there shouldn't be like go full screen, pop out chat. Like, that's kind of weird. So the platform itself, like the actual viewing experience, isn't quite as good. You can see chat and stream on mobile. Probably. That seems about right. It seems like they're highly mobile focused, but not everybody watches on mobile. Why can't they have it on both, right? Now, I could be wrong. You know what we can do? Actually, we can go like this. We can go here, and let me just turn this off for a moment and just make sure I can do this. YouTube live. Go to my own stream, maybe. Oh, that's what I could do. I could just go to my own stream. What am I on about? Toss this back on. So go to cinema mode. No chat. Super weird. Why should I have to scroll down to see chat? Doesn't make sense. So what other modes do they have? Now, I quickly looked through this. Default mode. So all of this blank space, all of the space here, videos here, just a lot of like really a lot of screen pollution, right? Can you pop out chat? Pop out chat. So you can pop out chat, go into cinema mode, but it's in a separate window. Like, this is super weird. Then every time I click my window, I have to have like this popped out chat. Like, it's just super weird. Why can't I just have a full screen experience, right? Like, that doesn't make sense. So that's one thing I don't like about the YouTube streaming. Unless I'm missing something, click the 3 dots on the top right. Yeah, but that's just pop out chat. That doesn't do anything. I don't want to pop out chat. I just want it embedded into the actual window, so I don't have to click something that's an overlay or pin it to the top. I understand you can go pop out chat, but it's not. It's literally opening a new window, so that if I pop out my chat and I put this thing on cinema mode, I then have to go click another window. Like, it's stupid, because then anytime I want to tab to something else, I have to re-click open not only that window, but then I have to overlay my chat back on top of it, unless I have a pin to top, which is stupid. I shouldn't have to pin to top, right? So that's one thing I really don't like. Yes, you can do it full screen. There's an option so that you can select chat as your extra window and drag it onto your full screen. That's a lot of stupid work. Cinema mode. So then how do you do that on cinema mode? It's not very intuitive, I can tell you that. So you go into full screen. Now what? Like, now what? This is not intuitive at all. Autoplay. Then I go down to chat, pop out chat. Okay, hit these 3 buttons, send feedback, toggle timestamps, participants. There is no, like, how do I get this on my embedded window? Because I click the 3 buttons here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I click these 3 buttons here. I do like, here, let me scroll down. I do pop out chat, but then what? Then what? It just gives me a pop-out window that doesn't embed it into the screen. See what I mean? Like it's not an intuitive platform in terms of streaming. It's always the same. Specialized services will be better than all-in-one. YouTube streaming, I think, is mostly for YouTubers who want to have the ability to stream, not dedicated streamers. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I do kind of agree with that. So there's a lot of things on chat. Like you guys can have channel points just for watching. You don't need to purchase anything. You don't need to do anything. You guys can have channel points, and then we can use those channel points to do something. Like you want me to look at a specific chart. We can do, you can spend, say you get 10 channel points for every 1 minute you watch. So all you have to do, the only requirement to get these channel points is just to watch. So you get 10 channel points. At 5,000 channel points, which is a few hours of watch time, you're able to request me do a chart. Or I can say, mark a level on my screen and say, okay, let's go right here. And say, is this going to hit this level or not? And then we can gamble channel points. So then I can make like little competitions where it's like, okay, is it going to reject at this level? Yes or no? And you guys can wager points on that. And then I can make like a really big point system, or maybe at like 500,000 points, I add your chart to the list of what I do during the morning show, because I plan to have the morning show be a little more fluent instead of just me coming on talking. Like eventually I'll get there where it's more fluent, and I have a schedule where I do the charts right from the get-go. I log on, say good morning, get through every chart that I have on my list, and then we simply talk after that. So then maybe at like, I don't know, 500,000 channel points, you could add something to that list, a chart of your choice. Maybe you really want me to look at XRP. So then you can gamble points and watch a stream. And and if you hit enough wins on the gambling on the points, or if you bet enough different things, and that stuff doesn't cost you guys anything. You literally just make a login account and you get points for watching, and then you can gamble points and we can have fun with it, right? So there's like a lot of really cool interactive tools like that we could do with Twitch. That's more interactive with the actual audience. So there's a lot of stuff like that. Like I can have a calendar on my stream bar, so that when you guys go to the Twitch channel, you can see when it's starting in your time zone. You can see exactly when it's starting. No more what time are you starting, what time do you daily stream, no more this, that. It's a countdown every time for every single stream. There's clips you guys can generate. I know YouTube added clips, but it kind of seems like they're not really that great. You guys want to generate clips? Go generate clips. There's a lot of different reasons why Twitch makes a lot of sense to test it out and try it. You guys want to play a game of chess? We can play chess on Twitch, and you can use your channel points to challenge me to a match of chess if you want to do something off the cusp for maybe a Friday afternoon if I'm streaming late, right? So there's a lot of different reasons. There's a lot of different really cool stuff that we could do on Twitch. So I want to try it. I'm not committing to Twitch. I do have my gripes with Twitch as a platform, but you know what? I think I owe it to the morning show to try it, because I think there's a lot of cool things that could come out of it. I think if YouTube had all those options, then it would be great, but they simply don't. So I think there's a lot of cool things that could come out of doing a Twitch stream, and we're going to try it for a week and see how it goes. And if I like it, then yeah, we'll try streaming on Twitch for a while instead of YouTube. If I don't like it, we'll just come back to YouTube. Easy peasy. Okay, let's get back to mental analysis evolve now. It's kind of a tough love. It's confronting what's real and what isn't. Great video to help you grow, and everything has growing pains, but it's good. The better stuff. Yep. Most of you are egotistical traders with 4+ monitors, so I don't think that will be a problem. Egomaniacs, yeah. There is a slash option, so you have to go like slash something. Yeah, I don't expect people to have to type something if it's like slash something, or if you have to click an option. Yeah, it's not intuitive at all. If I can't figure it out in the first few seconds, I wouldn't expect anybody to follow the same thing. Or maybe other people figure it out in a few seconds. Maybe it takes me longer, but for whatever reason, if anybody finds it tough, like it should just be right there, very intuitive. One button, you're in a full screen mode. Bang, you're in like a cinema mode. There's an arrow to expand or disband chat, and that's it. Not like pop out, overlay, like it's. And if it does exist, I couldn't find it, which means that they need to make it more visible. Just joined Patreon and Discord. Looking forward to improving. My dude, what's up? Welcome to the Patreon and Discord. I'm sure you know this, but they say at 10K you can start having merch on your site. Just going to keep that for patrons. Maybe one day when we get bigger, I'll redo the merch, but for now it's just patrons. This mental analysis was better than the one before. I felt like the connection was better while you were talking. Gotta be honest, mental analysis videos are a bit boring to me, but your videos are great. Yeah, I could definitely tell that with your comment that you left when you said there needs to be video effects or graphics, Bar2. You said there needs to be video effects with the video. It's not meant to be like that, man. You've got to buckle down and focus. If you can't train your mind in day trading, you're gonna have a real problem in day trading. So these videos, I recorded them over a year ago, by the way, just so you guys know. These mental analysis of all videos, not something I recorded this week. This was all over a year ago. This stuff was recorded. With mental analysis and day trading, so this goes for Bar2 and everybody else, like, who has the same problem. If you feel like you can't sit through a mental analysis evolved lesson, you're going to have problems in day trading. And I'm just being honest and straight up with people. As somebody who mentors people, I've worked with thousands of people. I've seen it all. Even to this day, I still get people messaging me, trying to get me to make exceptions as if they're special or if they're the one unique person, or if, you know, like, I still get those kinds of messages from multiple people like, oh, can I just do it this way? It's like, no, you're not special. I've dealt with thousands and thousands of people. I've trained hundreds, like, by hand, if not thousands of people by hand, one-on-one. So everybody, there are some people that feel like, oh, well, I'm different. I am special. I am, you know, I do things differently, but whatever it is, like, it doesn't matter. So that idea of like, can't sit through a lesson, I'm special, I don't need this, that's just like that's just like the early signs of someone who's on set to fail. So it's really important to realize that and to just break through it, because nobody is above mental analysis in day trading. Not a single person. The mind is the weakest point that every single trader will ever face, is their own mind. Your mind can break your career more than your skills can, more than your technical analysis can. Technical analysis is very black and white. You learn it, it's there. It's like you're a factory worker just putting boxes on a conveyor belt every single day. But the mind is what will break you as a day trader. So if you find that you can't sit through a lesson, you've got to take a step back and realize you're just not where you think you are. And you've got to be able to sit through something like that and intake it and take the value out of it, because there's more value in learning how to train your mind and to conquer mental analysis evolved. There's more value in that than there is in a technical analysis course. And I can promise you guys that. As somebody who is trained, again, by hand, one-on-one, thousands of people, there is no like special snowflakes out there. If you can't do the mind grind, then the mind grind? Did I say that right? Why does that sound so odd? Mind grind? Something's wrong there. My brain just blew up. If you can't do the mind grind, you're like, again, you're gonna have a real tough time in day trading. So, you know, you know, I'm not just making this comment to Bar2, I'm making it in general. He just brings up a good point to emphasize on for a moment. Yeah, Twitch would be a good option. A lot of options there. Plus, you can have someone raid you, new audience. Yeah, I think the potential for growth on Twitch is higher. ETFs burns. Yep. Who remembers when I said SPX down was going to hit 13 or 14 sats? SXP. God, why do I always do this? I don't know when I called this out, but it was a few weeks. It was like 2 weeks ago, and then people kept asking me. MVM asked me in chat, he bought SXP down at 55 sats, and he said, should I hold this? And I said, well, man, I can't advise you on that, but what I can say is I think SXP down is like, I would be buying it at 12, 13 or 14 sats. Like, that's where I'd be looking to buy, because it has a lot of room to move. It has just tons of room to grow. There's no reason why SXP down, back when it was up, you know, and this was when it was pushing like up in these ranges here. Oh, this was from an example from before. So that was when it was pushing up in, you know, these ranges before, you know, somewhere in here. And I said it can go down to like 12, 13, 14 sats. Like, I wouldn't touch this thing until maybe 14 sats or 13 or 12, something like that. This thing hit 14 sats, boys and girls. We did it again. We freaking did it again. We called it out once again. Not to brag, but that feels good, man. When you call something public like that and it's like, bang, that feels good. So yeah, that was pretty cool. SXP down, hit our target like just to perfection. I don't even know if it's done dumping yet. All participants can host your stream, which is good. Love your videos. Thanks, Adam. MA videos are valuable to me, but I'm also an indulgent 20-something-year-old who needs discipline. Possible with the Chrome extension. You shouldn't have to have an extension to do that. That's hogwash. It should just be embedded into their player. Ross said that the new mental analysis was very good, an essential thing to master, just like in sports. The next big breakthrough, well, with getting better athletes, will be the mental aspect. I couldn't agree with you more, man. I couldn't agree with you more. The mind has such hindrances on us. It's insane. It's really interesting idea with this gambling stuff. I think it would be so cool. Guys, how cool would it be if we were on Bitcoin and we were doing this and I said, okay, let's pick a level. Okay, it's going to go to like here. Let's just pick something. Magnetool. Let's just pick something that's not floating. And I said, oh, let's go to here. And then I can put up a thing where you can gamble your channel points to see if it hits it or not. Like, it's just fun. The channel points don't cost you anything. They're free. It's just kind of like this fun thing to do. And if you keep winning, then you're right. You'd have one of two options and you'd pick how many points you want to bet, right? It's just like, oh, I want to bet 1,000 points. I think it's going to hit that level. Is it going to hit that level or not? Oh, it hit that level. Bang, you win 1,000 points. Or if you doesn't hit that level in a set period of time, then you screwed and you lost your points. But then if you keep winning points, you don't have to gamble points. You could just hold them and hoard them and just keep watching, right? You just earn points naturally. And then you can spend those points to force me to do charts, right? I think it's really cool. I really like that idea. So I think there's like a really nice interactivity layer there, especially building the morning show, especially getting people involved. I'm looking more to build my day trading content and everything out as a world, because what I realize is people rely on me to be here every single day, and I plan to be here every single day. So let's keep adding layers. Let's keep adding layers of interactivity. Let's keep doing things like contests. Like I just hosted up the coffee contest. For those of you who haven't seen it, I'll toss it up real quick. Just hosted up the coffee contest, which is here. Just hosted up the coffee contest for patron, right? This is on Twitch and or not on Twitch, Jesus, now I'm getting too many names in my head. This is on Twitter and on Patreon. This is for Discord members. I just hosted this up. Like, let's keep doing cool interactive things, because this is more of like a world we're building that people rely on. And eventually every single day people will come and they will look not only for guidance and trades, but also for somewhere to keep in touch with the trading world, right? So like, let's just keep adding layers of interactivity. Let's keep giving people reasons to come back and new and exciting and fresh things to do, right? Instead of just, here's a YouTube stream, let's just chill and talk. And because that's not going to be fresh forever, right? That's going to get old. People are going to get bored of that. It's good now because it's all fine and new, but you keep adding cool pieces like this, and it's like, it really gives you a way to connect with people. I think it would be super cool. You guys keep asking me to have XRP and I refuse to do it. Screw it. One of you is going to save up like 1 million points and force me to have it on my watch list. And then I'm going to click here on my not alerts. Where's the watch list on here? I never use this thing. Watch list. Then I'm going to go on my watch list and I'm going to have freaking XRP on here. And then it'll be part of the morning routine because somebody saved up like 1 million points and forced me to do it. So screw it. It's what you guys want. I'll give it to you, kind of thing. So I think that's really cool. I won't upload the streams to YouTube. Maybe I'll do like highlight clips and stuff like that, which will be just another added layer, Ramon. But I'll still continue to produce content on YouTube. YouTube is like the #1 thing. This is just for the morning show, right? Like it has nothing to do with like courses coming out. It has nothing to do with like less YouTube content coming out. My #1 focus is YouTube and Patreon, and Twitch just seems like the smarter platform to do this on. You can change your category based on the stream content. Agreed, that's cool. Yeah, but on yeah, exactly. On YouTube, you're limited to only the channel. Yeah, exactly. I love the category changing. Sounds really fun. For example, at 1,000 points, unlock full butterfly effect. Yes, I see where you're going with this. It's really, really positive thinking, man. You've taken a lot of my mental analysis classes, I can see. I definitely don't want to simultaneously stream on both. I'd rather be fully focused on one. Cotton's idea, not mine. Forex and stocks, absolutely, dude. That's where I learned it. I just use it in crypto because crypto is in the crosshairs of the markets right now. How special are you if you have zero patience and respect for the person trying to teach you? Good point, man. Big take. Good point. I think I'm special in the sense that I need extra lessons to compensate for my slow brain. That's a good special because you're aware of it. I feel that, John. I'm a special snowflake. I remember you said 14. Crystal ball, man. Twitch seems good. Never been on Twitch, though. Definitely need to train your mind more. I think that goes for everybody, Bartu. That's not just you. That's everybody. It's just a constant thing we go through. Even I still do it. Do I dream charts and trading? No, dude. I dream about the day I get to drive my car again because I slow down doing work so much. I am definitely not feeling 100%, Hassan. I'm just pushing through. I feel like shit, actually. Yeah, I like what you're planning to do on Twitch. No financial advisors in here. How much longer do I think the bull market will last? Not sure, man. Master your videos made a turning point in my life. After having like 30 unsuccessful interviews, I feel like I found my dream job. That's how a lot of people feel about day trading. Just don't screw yourself and burn the grind before you actually get there. Take it slow is my best advice I can give to anybody who's like trying to be a pro. It's like, take it slow. The money will always be there as long as you can substantiate yourself. Don't force the lifestyle. You know, you'll get there one day where you make like 10K a day, and that's fine. But yeah, it's definitely don't burn yourself out before you get to that point. Work on accuracy first, and then you know money will come. You're never going to miss day trading. Like, it's not like, oh, Bitcoin's running to the top, I've got to catch it. It doesn't matter if you miss it completely. You could make no trades. It doesn't matter. Even for pro traders, it doesn't matter if you miss it. There's just simply another trade tomorrow. Give advice on developing confidence and trust in your methods. I always have tons of doubt when I enter a position. So that's more technical analysis, not mental analysis. If you have doubts on position, that means you're not sure of your knowledge set. So that would be more technical analysis, Flute, not mental analysis. You're either right or you're wrong technically. So your confidence will grow as you find yourself being in more successful trades. That would not be mental analysis. I recommend you create a new channel on YouTube, upload every stream you do, because if you don't, someone can upload that Twitch stream before you and steal the rights of it. Oh, good advice, dude. Even copyright strike you if you upload the stream after them. Yeah, good advice, dude. I know that happens. I know there's like a lot of like content re-uploading and content ghosting and stuff like that on Twitch and YouTube, the difference between it. So that's a smart take, man. That's a good take, because yeah, then if I upload it first, then it's intellectually my property, even though I'm the content creator. If they upload it first, yeah, maybe I'll have to think of that. An angle I'll have to think of. Just do like cotton streams. I'm in and out of a lot of stuff, placeholder. I very rarely hold things. Thank you for Hassan for the $1, dude. Thank you so much, my dude. Is there any special way? No, just pay your taxes, man. Just put it to your bank account and pay your taxes. Just claim your winnings, do your accounting properly. There's no like special way. No, just my only advice is just pay your taxes. That's all going to change based on your broker. And yeah, that's going to change based on your broker. Yeah, going to change based on your broker. Fix my background image a little bit here. There we go. Check out Renova. See how it fared yesterday. Renova's still falling. That's pretty good. Renova's still pulling back. I wonder if it's going to actually pull back entirely. Could just be another failed move on its way to a deeper target or something even lower. There's going to be second entry on Renova. Hopefully my account is set up before then, because I'd love to get second entry. I already missed the first 100% on this. I'd love to get second entry. Hopefully my account is set up by then. Should be done this week. They said 2 weeks at the end of last week, and that 2 weeks is coming up this week. So I mean, I guess it could be everything. Video idea, crypto debunking. Video for indicators and other bullshit people say is useful for trading. Would put a lot of people in, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I talk about that so much. It's just like, I would rather pay more taxes to live in Canada than to worry about having to pay taxes. Taxes is a very PLTR. Sure, man. I'll take a look in a few minutes. Yeah, I would rather pay higher taxes and live in Canada than move. I love Canada. Andorra, Puerto Rico. I've never been to either. I love Mexico. I've been to Mexico a ton of times, but yeah, never been to PR, never been to Andorra. But the thing about taxes is it only sucks when you make a certain amount of income. Like after you make a certain amount of money, taxes don't really bother you because you pay for the quality of life and where you live based on the country you live in, right? So I mean, taxes suck, but at the same time, taxes suck when you have like a specific income range. Like taxes suck when your income is like this. Here, if this was like making 50K and this was like making 100K and this was like making, I don't know, 200K. So I'll say like this. So like this is like 200K, taxes suck at 200K. At 100K, taxes suck too. At 50K, taxes still aren't as bad. Like, you know, that they're not as bad at 50K. Like your taxes aren't that bad at 50K, right? Like it's like, okay, whatever. You lose this much on 50K. On 100K, you lose like this much, right? On 200K, you lose like this much. But when you start making like 400 or 500K, which is like, you know, just decent day trading wage, when you start making 400 or 500K, yeah, you pay high taxes, but then you're able to have a ton of write-offs. And there's stuff that you can use your taxes as an advantage for. Like taxes is an issue that people hate when they're in like this bracket here financially, because it eats up the quality of their life. So like in these brackets, it destroys your quality of life because the money that the taxes take make a major difference in the things you have in life. Like if you're making 100K and you have to pay 35 of it to taxes, well, that's the difference of driving like a supercar, right? Like 35K a year can buy you like a supercar or a house twice as big, right? So at that point, you're literally losing one of those things if you even have one of them at all. At this point, you have one of those two things and you lose that money, but you don't get both. But like anything above this point, it doesn't affect your quality of life. Like if you're up here or wherever you are, it doesn't affect your quality of life because there's nothing you can't afford anyways. So yeah, taxes suck for like those income brackets, but as you get more and more, it just kind of is like, well, yeah, I pay a lot of money in taxes, but does it really affect my quality of life? Because even though I pay my taxes, I can still afford everything that I want. So taxes is one of those things that it feels really shitty for like certain income brackets because it debilitates their quality of life in a massive way, right? But again, then you just start making more money and you just have enough to afford those things anyways. And it's like, well, okay, fine, I pay taxes, but I can still afford everything I want. And I don't know really what to do with this money anyways because I've got too much of it. So then what does it matter? So yeah, I think that's one of those things. Taxes is a funny topic like that. Minimum percentage of return. Let's get back to crypto before we talk about that. Minimum percentage of return is all based on your own expectations. There is no like set rule. In Vietnam, tax-free for crypto trading. What was the reason you started trading? Poker shut down in 2011. I needed to wait to pay for my university tuition. Assuming you have an efficient government that doesn't want those taxes. Damn, I'm going to Vietnam. There means no taxes. Hey, Sepher. Oh my God, on the taxes comment, can effing confirm. Yeah, it sucks. Like, you know, and it makes it really hard. Like it's a system that's designed to kind of keep segregation in place. So there's like, okay, taxes do, I don't know if it's specifically designed to keep segregation in place. It's designed to help countries run. But the worst byproduct of the taxation system is that it creates segregation to like the maximum extent because there's just a barrier you hit where you're kind of like treated better in life. It's like if you make 100K, you're here. If you make 200K, you're like here. Your difference from making 100K to 200K in terms of like quality of life and how you're treated in life in a system that's taxed is like not that big of a deal because here, right? In these two brackets, like 100K, oh man, that's really bad. 100, right? 200 here. Even like 50 is kind of close to this. Even 50, you're within like you can kind of see what that life looks like, and you're still like kind of have most of the same thing. So even 50 is like kind of like in this circle, just like at the very bottom. It's like even that's like 50K. But then if you start making over like, say like 350K a year, it's not like you get this increase to here. No, you're going to like here. You're looked at differently in life. Your stature is different. Your house is in a different area. Your taxation is completely like irrelevant because it doesn't affect your lifestyle at all. You can afford whatever you want at that bracket. Your house becomes 3 times the size. You drive supercars. Like it's the difference is massive. But then you look at this and there's like $150,000 difference from this level to this level, from 50 to 200K. There's $150,000 difference there. And there's also like $150,000 difference here from like 200K to 350. And then everything over this, you're just like climbing at giant rates, right? Like anything over this, like you're just like, oh, at 500K, you're like here. At like 700K, you're like up here. And so like the rate in which your lifestyle grows, it changes so vastly from that extra 150K each time. Maybe it's more like this, 150K. So this would be like 350, this would be 5, this would be 650. And it grows like that, right? Like every 150K is like a monumental jump after that. But the jump that you get from here to here is everything you would ever need to live any life you want. Like you're driving a Skyline, an M3. Maybe you're not driving like a Diablo, but like you're driving like 150,000 supercar still. You're living in like a 6,000 square foot mansion, like at this bracket. Well, maybe not 6,000 square feet. Maybe you have to be here for 6,000 square feet. But I guess it depends where you live too, and you know, cost of houses. But the point being is this 150K is like really, so the taxation system, it's kind of like segregated to a point where it's not meant to do this, but this is just like the major byproduct of the taxation system. It's just like how it is. So yeah, taxes is like a big thing down here in these brackets, but then you get to like a certain point where it just doesn't really matter. It's like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter. So like that's the funny thing about taxes. Like it affects you. The less you make, the more taxes affect you, which is reverse to what people think. People who are down in these brackets, they think, oh, the more money I make, the more taxes I'm going to have to pay. But they don't see it like this because they've never kind of lived in that reign, right? Like they've never lived in these or even above this. Like they've never lived there. So, you know, it kind of seems like down here, you're making 150K. You're like, man, if I made more money, it would suck because there'd be more taxes to pay. But it doesn't work like that. That's kind of like that's like the perception for having like a lower income. That just like, that's just a perception that it alludes to, but that's not really how it is. Yeah, crypto debunking. Man, that would be a cool video. I just feel like a broken record, man. I say it so often. I feel like my chat is broken. I haven't seen a new comment in like solid 5 minutes. Unless you guys are just like super interested in this taxation thing and just not talking, which is also possible. Anywho, yeah, taxes is like one of those things. PLTR. So we did look at this the other day, but we'll take a quick look again. Yeah, this thing is way too high to touch. I would wait till it falls down a bit. You don't need to debunk them, I think. They're just useless. Yep. Yep, absolutely. Super useless. They're just like gone. You're all tuned into the tax talk. Not a single person said anything. That's crazy. Must be really interesting. Got to make a video on taxes. PLTR, yeah, I mean, like the trade is already over. It already back tested this range down here. It's already laddering, right? Like you'd already be in this trade from like here to here, right? So that's where your trade exists on this trend. You'd already have bought and trend on PLTR, and you'd be in the trade right now. Anything above this trend is too high risk, because when this trend breaks is where you exit your long. So on PLTR, like I looked at this the other day, there's not really any good trade here. Like this trade already existed. Your base and reach point are here, and you simply just hit this right here, which is just like an interior trend on this trade. And This is a very straightforward trade because you take a long here and there's no risk, because once you're in the long, every single minute that passes is just that much less risk, right? Because you look at the trade and you're like, oh, well, you enter a long here. Even when 1 minute of time passes, every time 1 minute passes, your price is going up by a cent every single time. So like you get in the trade at the perfect spot, and then there's no risk in this trade because you simply exit if this trend breaks. So this PLTR trade is already way gone. It's already over. This is already gone. You'd either be in this trade still looking to just see where it goes, but you wouldn't be entering now. This is just too high risk at this point because it could just fall down and break trend. So well, PLTR was a great trade yesterday or 2 or 3 days ago or whatever this was. It was a very simple trade too, by the way. It's a very simple interior trend and back tested trend, and that's it. It's a very easy peasy stuff. But like, yeah, the trade no longer can be taken because it's just too high risk in my opinion at this point, because if it's going to go down and break trend, you in one position you get out in profits from your long. Even if it's minimal profits, at least you free wrote a trade with zero potential. If you could take 100 trades of these in a row and you had zero risk on any of them, only one really has to move up and you make huge insane amounts of money, while the other 99 can just break trend and you get out with like a small minuscule amount of profit. Alternatively, you enter this every time you feel like it's breaking out, and 30 out of those 100 trades you lose, or 70 you lose. It doesn't matter. There's no zero risk positions. This is like a completely free risk position. So there's no like trade anymore on this. Even if it goes up, it's just kind of too late in my opinion. Hopefully that helps on PLTR for you, dude. Why did I stop streaming on Twitch before? Just mentorship courses, and man, I didn't stream on anywhere before. I just like stopped streaming because it was just too much of my schedule. It was just way too much of my schedule. Like I was just like mentoring like 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I just didn't have time. And the free time I did have, I was developing courses. You guys have no idea like how crazy my schedule gets and how hard I work. It's just freaking insane. To the point where I make myself sick and like my eyes are kind of mucked because I'm throwing up so hard after working for months on it. Like that's just how I always am. So it's just like, yeah, just no time, man. My time is like kind of valuable. And when to me anyways, I'm not saying like, oh, my time is valuable, you better appreciate me. Like, no, it's not like that kind of time is valuable. Like my time, I see my own personal time as valuable because I need to spend it with family and stuff like that. And, you know, I get to do very seldom things like that. So it's like, yeah, I have to make sure that where I decide to put my time when I'm doing this stuff, which is typically like 12 hours of my time a day, where I put my time, which also fatigues you heavily, meaning you need more sleep. You need to go to, like, I go to bed at like 7-8 p.m. at night every night. So, you know, and I'm up at 4 a.m. working. So like where I choose to put my time is like has great weight on where I choose to put it, has like great importance to me when I make those decisions. So when I was just streaming Twitch before, it was just like, yeah, I just don't have time, man. In Croatia, 200K a year is like a 10-year salary. Yeah, and then in North America, like in Canada here, whoa, what's going on? In Canada, you can make like 500K a year. So it's like, yeah, 200K a year in one country is like the 10-year salary. And while newcomers to the video talking about your taxation levels as Bitcoin targets. Beware Mr. Magnet is on. I'm always aware of Magnet. I've got him on my radar, dude, 24/7. Same here in Serbia. 15-year salary, yeah. Indicator command to explain your hatred for those things instead of wasting time on a video. Yeah, exactly. When BTC hits this level, it's Diablo time. You guys talking about D2, the remastered? Do I ever trade OTC? Not really. ONTX? Sure, man. Yeah, I mean, ONTX popped, right? Broke trend. Almost the same as the other trade breaks trend, and you're just using that as your guide to the trend. I'm feeling good, Zephyr. I use Flux. I don't need blue light glasses. I use Flux. Blue light glasses are a waste of money, dude. You just use night mode on computers and mix that with like Flux. Blue light blocking glasses don't really do anything outside of what Flux already does or what you're already built into your system. It's just a reduction of like a certain Kelvin range. Just turn it off on your computer. What category info is blueprint? Execution layer. How to take trades properly. bankroll management, stuff like that. Yeah, good old ONTX. Never actually came back down to your buy, or where it should have been like a good buy. Instead it just like popped and now it's moving. That's more like blueprint stuff, Madas. There's a lot of people. What country? I'll answer that in a second. What country are most of your subscribers from? North America. North America and Europe split. NA and EU. I talk about brokers on my which video do I talk about brokers, guys? Is it the top 3 mistakes day traders make? Yeah, top 3 mistakes day traders make. I talk about what broker you should use on that, Julio. So yeah, like that's the thing about taxes is like people think taxes is the enemy, but it's really not. It doesn't affect you after you make a certain amount of money. And in day trading, like that's what we go for, is like huge incomes like that, like 500K plus a year. So it doesn't really affect you. So then you just pay your taxes and be happy to do it, because it's like, well, then you're living in a place where like education standards are a bit higher and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, taxation is like, I don't mind paying taxes, man. I don't mind at all paying taxes. Depends what you mean by totally accurate placeholder. To be at my level, I mean, I don't know. I haven't even released all the courses I want to release on the stuff that I know. So it depends on, I guess it depends on your definition of accurate. There's many definitions of accurate. Taking profitable trades is a form of accuracy. So what do you mean when you say accurate? Any family vacays planned for the year? Not planned, but I'm definitely gonna spend some time with the family this year. Like nothing concrete planned, especially with COVID. It's too hard to get away. Maybe just some local stuff. Yeah, Elijah says, how accurate are we talking? Exactly. Like it depends on your definition of accuracy, right? Are you talking taking trades to the cent, or are you talking, you know, getting in profitable trades constantly? Like, use whatever trade your whatever exchange you want. Bamfu, they're all kind of crappy, to be honest. There's not really any good ones. Binance is probably the best of the worst, but they're all pretty bad. So I would begrudgingly recommend Binance until there's something actually worth recommending. So, okay, Meta said something really interesting. Do I ever see moves on charts that I can't explain? No, never. Meta said something interesting. I wouldn't teach if that was the case. I wouldn't be satisfied. There's always a reason why something moves, and I can always see it. Is there a way to spot trend break? So this is like a really, really important thing. There's a lot of people in the professional world of trading who are like working at firms or have like whatever, they're working with offices, they're working in groups of people, there's 10 of them, whatever. So there's people who, let's call them career traders, who do nothing but trade trend. And it's like, okay, is there a way to spot trend break? Yes. To answer your question in a very linear way, yes, there's a way to spot trend break. I would say from what I've seen, when we have profitable traders in the industry, so again, remember, I'm talking about like I've worked behind the scenes in hedge funds, I've been in family offices, and I've been advised to retrain top traders. I've been asked to pick apart top traders to see where their flaws are, to help them grow, to be better. So I've done like a lot of that kind of stuff where I see other, like, we'll call them career traders because they either work for a fund or they're profitable or they have a career doing it or something. And they see trend as kind of like their guiding light. It's so inaccurate to see trend as a guiding light. People have a big fallacy on the way trend works. And it separates those of us who can make 8 figures a year and 9 figures a year trading versus those who just make a career income out of it. You can't look at trend break as your guiding light in trades. You can't say like, oh, and I've seen this so much. I've seen so many people do this. They just say like, there's kind of this like common saying in the industry between pros where it's like, oh, trend is your friend. Like everybody's heard that saying, trend is your friend. Well, that comes from traders who are professional traders, and they just take a position, and all they do is they basically have this kind of standpoint that you play trend, you make money. This is completely inaccurate. You can make money playing trend. That's not the problem. It's just it's so limiting and the risk is so high. There's a moment that happens before trend always, because before trend is hit, there's a level that gets hit. So if you find yourself trading trends all the time and you kind of have fallen into this like, trends are the only thing that matters to me, I play trends and I'm a professional trader, you're like 10 steps behind the 8 ball. You're playing at a level that's so archaic and minimized into what's actually happening out there. So you guys got to be careful with like overvaluing trends too much. Trends are great, but they're also super simple things on our chart. Before a trend break happens, a level is hit way in the past. So by playing a trend break, you're already admitting defeat that you couldn't see the move happen prior. So you can play trend break and you can like be in a trade and say, oh, I use this as, you know, I call them trigger points in butterfly effect. And I have this whole big thing I get into with why they work and how they work and all this stuff like that. You can get into trigger points and it's like, okay, well, trend is fine. You treat it as like a trigger point. And it's like, if you were relying on trends to make you money in the industry, you're like a tadpole swimming with sharks, because it's just such an archaic, minimized way to look at the charts. And while yes, you can swim in the pool with the sharks, while yes, you can live in that ecosystem, you're such a fraction of what the good traders are if you're using trends in that way. Now, obviously, this comment isn't geared towards one person, because nobody said, I like to trade trends in chat. This is just general advice, because I've seen a lot of high-level traders do this and they just play trends and think that they're doing it right, while meanwhile there's like 10 events that happened before that trend. So it's like being 11th in line and you're like, oh man, I'm first in line. No, you think you're first in line, you're 11th, you're behind all the real big players and the real big traders and the guys that know what they're actually doing. But because by the time trend hits, it's not even guaranteed it's going to break. So if you're playing that trend, you're already at such a position that's over risked, and the decisions you're making at that trend are so like 10 levels behind what's actually happening. You're too blind to it. So just be careful, guys, because trend is like very deceptive like that. Be very careful, because I mark a lot of trends on my charts, but I never, ever trade trends. I would feel like an idiot if I did trade trends and made statements like, trend is your friend. I play the trend and I make money. I'd feel like an idiot, because there's like 10 moments before that trend ever happens. I would be like saying, I don't know what I'm doing if I'm trading trends. I may make money doing it, but again, then I'd be like this little bacterial tadpole in the pond with the sharks, and they don't even notice me because I'm so small and insignificant to what I do. So like it's just kind of like, be careful with trends, guys, because that's the way I look at trends. They're so insignificant on the charts. They're kind of just there as information relays. It's kind of just like, yeah, if you were in like a war and you had two snipers shooting at each other, they'd be like, I don't know, I don't even know. They'd be like some person who surveys the field and be like, hey, the sniper, he's up there, guys. He's there. And then they have to walk 30 steps closer. He's wearing black pants. So you guys know what he's wearing. Then he has to step 30 and the sniper's just watching you the whole time. They're like, yeah, just like, you're just like this annoying fly on the battlefield. You're just like, you know what I mean? It's just like, so be very careful with trends, because that's the way I look at trends, and that's the way like real traders look at trends. So I see a lot of trend talk sometimes, and it's like, be careful with trends, because they're very deceptive in what they actually mean. Oh, is it right and wrong in charting? There can't be two accurate charts that have different levels. Correct. There's just right and wrongs, man. That's it. You've been profitable with pretty poor accuracy before. It can happen. Anyone had they trade stocks for free? Why not? It's too complex, so annoying. Yeah, I like just doing it through my bank. Trend is friend, yeah. I doubt it, Amit. You gotta get somewhere before becoming a skeeving rat. More of a rant day than you've seen in a while. I feel like shit. I'm just pushing through with the coffee. When the coffee wears down, you're gonna see me decline hard. Yeah, I would just say be careful with trends, because as you guys go down the rabbit hole, you'll see how useless they can be. I get traders come to me and they swear by trends, and it's just like, man, I don't even, some people won't even listen. They talk about how trend, it's like trying to convince somebody who's like a indicator trader that like indicators are useless, and then no matter what you say to them, it just falls upon deaf ears. I have people like that, same thing with trends, and they think they're like at the top of the list because they're like trading trends, and it's like, yeah, you have no clue. It's just so stupid. So I see it like indicators and trends. I see the same thing, right? Can you reverse engineer butterfly effect with the knowledge of FOT? Yeah, I would say that's a hard no. If you needed FOT just to understand the markets, there's no way that you could reverse engineer butterfly effect. You know, not to be mean or anything, but just kind of true talk. I don't really sugarcoat things for people. I don't really know if anybody can reverse engineer butterfly effect. Well, I don't really think, I don't know. Hasn't been done before. I'm the one person who did do it and put it out there, so I don't know, man. I don't really have an answer to that. Hey, we got a few more minutes before I get off stream. I'm going to decide between recording today or not recording, so we're just going to chill out for 2 minutes. And yeah. Nice little post show on the Mental Analysis Evolve course, little Twitch announcement. Beginner and advanced, more about trends. There's definitely a lot of trend talk in beginner and advanced SKG, but you have to start somewhere in understanding these things, right? Like trends are great information relays, right? Trends are great relay and like information relays, but you know, yeah. I think we need 50K subs. Yeah. You're super late. Yep. You are the food. That's kind of true sometimes. Like, you know, the benefit of not trading trend is that the people who are there, the food. So it's kind of a haha take from Elijah, because it's kind of real. No, I have people who come to me all the time. God, I just had some bozo on YouTube make a comment about how like, oh, I've been in the industry for billions of years and we've always traded trend, and that's how real traders make money. That's how goldfish get pebble flakes. That's all that is. I have it all the time. I have people come to me all the time about like how they're trend traders, and it's like, that's fine. If it's working for you, don't let me stop you. But you know, just because you don't understand doesn't mean it's not happening. I see it all the time. People come to me with this trend talk. Same as indicators and trends. They just try to simplify it down into such an easy 1, 2, 3 step thing. And it's not that. Anybody who thinks it is just fooling themselves. And hey, if you're making money doing it and you're making whatever money you're making doing it, then just keep doing what you're doing to make money. Don't let me stop you. You wouldn't even be looking at my courses if you were making money, right? So then like, why even ask about it? That's kind of like the mentality I have with it. Like, oh, cool. That's great, man. Like, keep doing you. You're making money. I'm happy for you. I don't really care, to be honest. But I just want people who are not aware that trends can be very deceptive. That means they would be unsuccessful without any notable trends. I mean, if people are making money doing what they're doing, just let them keep doing it, you know? Like, it's like how successful they want to be is up to them. You can't like, if somebody's making money at something, you can't tell them everything they're doing is wrong. If they're making money and they're happy with it, shit, let them do their thing. You know, there's different levels in life. It doesn't mean everybody has to play at the top. Man, if we all played at the top, let me tell you, it would be a pretty cutthroat goddamn market out there. So yeah, it's just like, yeah. All-time high trends. I don't know if that's such a thing, but yeah. In FOT, you literally said trade the trend. What did you mean? I would just keep moving past as far as you can, Paul, because it's all building blocks, man. It's all building blocks into the next piece, just like FOT is a building block off of advanced and beginner, and some of that stuff you don't use. That's kind of how you have to treat FOT. Intake it for the level that you're at the moment, but realize that it changes in the future. Yeah, the market would stop functioning. Well, it would evolve, right? Like I've said this before, I've already rebroken my science. So Butterfly Effect is out. Butterfly Effect 2 is supposed to be coming out this year, and Butterfly Effect 2, which isn't even out yet, which is another 75 lessons of Butterfly Effect. So people don't even the people who have Butterfly Effect don't even really, they have less than half of it. Even that second part that I haven't put out yet, I've even broken that science. So if everybody in the world were to start using Butterfly Effect because it became like a standard of trading, which is very possible one day, if it became like a standard of trading, I've already rebroken that version too. So yeah, it's just this constant evolving thing. I did that years ago before I even made the decision to put Butterfly Effect out. Like when BTC went to break trend in 2018, BTC never broke its trend and fell to the floor. It never broke not its all-time trend. There was no all-time trend it broke. Are there any secrets that you'll never let out? Probably lots. Depends how things go, man. I can't say. Like, that's a great question. Like I said, Butterfly Effect 1 is out. That's not even half of what's in Butterfly Effect. So people who have seen Butterfly Effect don't even have half the scope of it yet. And meanwhile, Butterfly Effect is such an advanced form of trading that it's like crazy because you're at the top at Butterfly Effect. And then the other half of Butterfly Effect isn't even out yet. I haven't recorded it. So it's stuff I haven't even talked about. And even past that, the next version of my science, I've already figured out. So then even Butterfly Effect 2, which is even out yet, is archaic to me because not to the world, but to me it's archaic because I've already rebroken Butterfly Effect in preparation for the day that Butterfly Effect gets overused in the markets one day, if that happens. So like years ago, before I put Butterfly Effect out, it was like, okay, I have to re-break this before I put it out because I can't put it out and that can't be the end. So before I put it out, I already rebroke the science and saw where Butterfly Effect could fail if too many people use it. And then I could do like another 100 videos on that form of the science, which is my science, the second version of my science. So then it's just like, it will always evolve. It will always evolve. I've already evolved my own science that's not even released yet. So it'll always. FOT is a great course. A lot of people are very highly profitable from FOT. FOT is not a course to rely on. It's an amazing course to rely on, dude. Don't get it twisted. FOT is the building blocks for everything going forward. If you haven't taken FOT and you don't take it, you're just going to screw yourself. Like FOT is a crazy good course. FOT is like there is no comparing FOT to anything out there. As basic as FOT, as basic as I make it sound, it's more advanced than anything else that's out there because it actually opens your eyes to the beginning of what data points can actually show you on a chart. So FOT actually is the first step in the advanced knowledge that is Butterfly Effect because everything builds off of FOT. And if you didn't know FOT, you wouldn't understand anything in Butterfly Effect. So it is absolutely an anchor point. All my courses are. I don't make any fluff material. I wouldn't do that. I don't do that. I wouldn't make anything that's fluff or I didn't see value. I simply would just delete it if it was. Even look at Mental Analysis Evolved and how deep I go into Mental Analysis Evolved to create systems of devices. Like you guys will see what I mean about devices, but I have a whole system that I created to help myself back in the day. Like I don't put out fluff material. If I started to put out fluff material, I would just put like, man, I saw looking at my analytics the other day, some of you guys, the stuff you guys watch is just unbelievable. And it's not like, I don't know who's watching it. I don't get to see that, but I just see like some of the, so it shows me on my analytics page, it says what the other videos your audience is watching. So whoever, it might not even be anybody in here. It could just be the randoms who click through on YouTube who never even come into chat. Like I don't even know. Right. But I see some of the videos and like one, it's like, oh my God, I wanted to like just fall off my chair and die. It was so bad. And it had like 91,000 views in 3 days. And I couldn't believe myself. It almost made me like feel like what I was doing was a complete waste of time on YouTube. I was just like, I was so dumbfounded. I'm even rubbing my eyes right now because I can't even, it hurts to think about it. It was like 91K views. And it was, the title was something about emergency, all capped, exclamation mark, Bitcoin move now. And I was just, I couldn't even hack seeing the title. It was just such a clickbait dog shit title. It was just such dog water. It was like emergency. I don't know who it was. I don't care about the name. I couldn't even like watch. But it was just, anyways, the point of it was like the title was something along the lines of emergency, Bitcoin moving now, do not miss, tune in, emergency mode pumping. And then like I go to the video, I watch 10 seconds. Like I just click a middle point in the video, and it shows like the most basic high risk trend you could even think of trading. I was like shaking at this point. I was like, who's watching this? Who's listening to this? And I swear to God, I panned through this thing real quick. I was like, got to that point, and then I was like, what did I just pan through? Hold on a second. And then I go back, and I go to like maybe like the 3-minute mark, and it's like, if you guys haven't signed up to Bybit now, do this. Use Bybit. Get the free promotion. Get 500 free dollars. Use my link. And then it spans down to their description, shows a big referral link, sponsored content clearly. And it's just like, and then I'm like, oh, this is so sponsored. I can't even do it. I refuse to do sponsored content because nobody can pay for advertising on my page. I get like 50 of those requests a day. Bybit, this, that, everybody, like I get asked all the time. And I just ignore the emails. And then I span through the next 5 minutes. And it again, it's got big green text on the screen with his Bybit link, and he's saying like, use my Bybit link now. We're in this together, making free money. We're making sick gains. We're up 1%. And it was just so bad, dude. And I was like, what are you guys watching? Why are you guys doing, like, what are you guys watching? And I don't like, again, it's probably nobody in the chat, but like analytically, I saw this and I was like, the camera quality, dog water, just complete. Like I couldn't even stomach it. It was like an iPhone on like a pogo stick. It was like pogo sticks glued together for food stamps kind of quality stuff. It was like an iPhone like this, and it was like zooms into the screen. It's like, we're making the biggest gains using these referrals, free $500. And there was like 15 minutes of this. And then by the end of it all, it was like something so obnoxious. It was something like just this most random trend like this. And there was like points of failure in the trend. And then there was another trend like this. And there was like massive points of failure and 10 reasons why I could see how this trade was such a stupid idea. And then at the end, and by closer to the end, it was like, anybody who's here right now, it's 9 p.m. at night, open your bottle of wine because we're in sick profits, 1%. This is so crazy. We're all making money. We're sharing. We're making free money on Bybit. We're making pumps. We're doing, I can't make this shit up. I almost felt like I should just not YouTube after seeing 91,000 people looked at this video and the quality was so low, illogical, sponsored content, like just the worst thing I have ever seen on YouTube. I almost died. Like literally, I thought I felt sick. After that, that's when the real nausea hit me. Then at 9 o'clock at night, I just fell asleep because I just shook out. I just shook out too hard. It was just like, I was so triggered by seeing that 91,000 people had seen this video and that my audience, this was their other #1 watched video. I was so unbelievably shocked at this. Again, it's most likely not anybody in this chat. I have thousands of people who just click through, right? Like the click through rate, check my video, move on. It was just unbelievable. I couldn't even now. I'm like, I literally had a moment yesterday where I was like, I don't think I'm going to YouTube anymore after seeing that. It was so unbelievable that a video like that could get 91,000 views. I was so beside myself. Okay, who was it? Reveal yourself. Never. There's guilty people in this chat who know what video I'm talking about. I promise you. I don't know about that. Maybe there is, maybe there's not. It was just like, I refuse. I wholeheartedly refuse to go down that path. People always make that joke, like next time I stream, go like emergency mode engaged, Bitcoin's pumping, sickest gains, 500K or delete YouTube as my title. And it's just like, I was like very like, oh yeah, it was a moment for me, that's for sure. Seeing that 91,000 people had watched that video was very, very, very crazy. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I almost felt like I was watching a comedy skit. Like there was a point in the video where I started laughing because I actually felt like it wasn't real. I was like, this can't be real. This has to be like some kind of thing, right? Like, this is just like a meme or something, right? It wasn't a meme. It definitely wasn't a meme. So, I mean, I see it all, guys. I guess that's the point of that story, is like, I see a lot of stuff, and yeah, I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw like, we're making 1%. You're all with me. This is because of us. We did it together. I was just, let's move on. I'm actually like starting to get heated on this. I think cotton is the catalyst that will evolve the markets. I hope so, man. I just kind of, my goal is to be like the grandfather of TA, to keep releasing enough material over the course of time that people really start opening their eyes. I mean, I've done it so much this past few weeks that I can't see how, like, there can never be any doubters out there in the world after the kind of targets I've called out for a month straight, after the things I've said on stream that have come true, after saying like the things the targets on stock markets, on Forex, on everything that I've called out. Like, it can't, it's too overwhelming at this point, the evidence. So now I'm just hoping that people start to wake up, and people actually take the time, instead of trying to make $1 every like, you know, look for a video and just try to make $1. Like, oh, let's look for a video where we can just, you know, ride this guy's signals and make $1. Meanwhile, people are losing their life savings on following crap like this. It's just like, I just want things to change, and I want people to like wise up and, you know, start making real money in this industry, and growing as traders, and to change the industry, so that when I want to re-break the science, I can, because enough of you guys are doing it. So the courses need to continue to come out. The content needs to keep growing. People need to keep destroying the markets and making money and saying, this is because of cotton. Cotton did this. And then when that's out there, I need to re-break the markets again, to continuously prove to people that these markets are nothing but data points and science on a chart. I would love it that I could release Butterfly Effect for free one day, Butterfly Effect version 2 one day for free, and then have this other form of the science that nobody even knows about, and it's just sitting in my back pocket. It's like a secret weapon, and everybody's just like, cotton, please release it, and you're all making how much money? And the markets become so competitive that I don't have a choice but to release it. Be like this crazy evolution that happens. I would love that, man. That would be like the end goal for it all. And then to just be kind of the, you know, like, yeah, just kind of be the person who reinvented TA for real, so that there's like, people realize that there's a better way out there, and that this crap that people are doing, like 91,000 people watching this video, purely sponsored content, it blew my mind. Literally calling out trades that are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars on this stream, like targets where people are making 100%, 200%, 300% in stock markets and crypto, and then 91K views on a 1% high risk trade. Fully sponsored, Bybit referral links, free $500 spam links. I just can't do it. I'm so triggered. We got to move on. Okay, how much does Butterfly Effect cost? Check 8x.io. It's my website. Annual patron to your promotion, new ones for the future. Nope. Yes, I don't know. Nothing right now. Next cup of Joe me, Elijah, dude. Thank you so much, man. Well, sounds like chart champions. Probably Ivanotech. I'm not sure. I didn't even get the name. I don't know who the F that is. Maybe wrong. Possibly yes. No, I don't know. Clickbait good for YouTube. AdSense revenues regardless of the quality of its content. Yep, true. Tons of suggested videos like that when I watch your videos. Yeah, people pay for advertising, right? I refuse to pay for advertising. I'm not going to advertise my content. There's no goddamn way. My shit will catch on organically. There's no way that I'll ever pay for advertised content. That has to be Ivanotech. I don't know. I don't even know who that is. I don't know who any other of these content creators are. Like, I've never looked at another creator's channel and it's like 2 seconds spam through clip like that. Like, it's just, I'm a dose of reality and the truth. And if people don't like that, and if they think I'm lying, then piss off and go somewhere else, because this is how my channel is. My channel will do what I want. I don't sugarcoat things. I don't. If there's like Bartu heard an earful today, and he's like a loyal, good member that I like. Bartu's chill as he's like chill AF, right? Like, Bartu's awesome. He's here every day, and he made a big mistake, and I called him out on it today. But that's why people come, because I can help them. I'm not doing it as a place of like, you know, Kappa pride, trying to like call him out. I'm trying to give him the real criticism that will help him grow, and he doesn't take it like that, because he's chill AF, and he's still here chatting because he's a boss, and I can be honest with my audience, and I can say things like that, because when you guys are screwing up, I'm going to tell you guys, like, stop being idiots. Like, we're trying to make money here, right? So I'm not calling Bartu an idiot, don't worry. Like I said, Bartu's chill AF. He's been here a long time. He's an OG. That's why we love you. The ones who create the title, just manipulators, the dumb ones who took the bait. No offense. Yep, absolutely, 100%. Couldn't agree more. Those dudes with surprise faces, yeah. Surprise face, green chart. I don't even want to look at my chat after I went on that rant. It's so popped off, guys. I don't even want. I should just end the stream without reading this. This is going to be a nightmare, but screw it. We're going down the rabbit hole. Yeah, surprised face, green chart, BTC going to 100K title. There you go, 50 subscribers. Cotton Spice the coffee. Holding onto his mobile phone on the laptop. Coffee just kicked in. Let them trade their shit. Laugh my ass off. Okay, who was it? F the people. Sorry, beginners just trying to find their way. Yeah, it's true. It's true. But then it's like a little bit of like illogical thinking. Just click this green button and let this guy make my future for me. Okay. Where are most of your subscribers from? NA and EU. Shame. I used to watch those guys too. And before that's where I haven't found you. Whoever's watching those vids talk now. Same, brah. Yeah. Was he the German or Australian guy with a laptop? I've seen that guy. No comment. I've seen that guy, Tony. People are gullible when they think they can get rich quick. Absolutely. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. That's the problem. People don't take this career seriously, which is like one of my gripes about it. Never seen cotton this tilted before. Very entertaining. Bro, I want to risk a full Bitcoin with a chance of 1% sick gains. Yeah. Imagine the stream ends with Bybit referral code on the whole screen. Dude, I should have, dude, if Midas, dude, do that. I'm not sure which one, but that's like a huge take, man or girl. Like if I had that preloaded up, ready to go, I would so toss on a buy. I don't have a Bybit account, but I would just toss just for the meme, dude. I would just, again, dude, do that. Not sure, but I would, there's like huge take on your end because that would be like a big 500 IQ play. Just put up the Bybit referral. That would be so smart. Oh man, I wish I was as good as you. If Cotton could bomb those BS, he would do it. I have a book that I'll release one day and I'll put a lot of stuff out there. Thanks again for mastering, sharing. You're welcome, dude. Keep doing you. No BS, work hard, dedication. That's it. Agreed, man. 100%. I mean, look at the amount of people who watch Dr. Oz on cable. True. So true. Emergency level just hit. I don't think our species is capable of being collaborative even on the FOT level. A sad truth, possibly true, possibly not. We hope to change that. A bit of a sad take because maybe true. Cotton Candy, the man, the myth, the legend. One day I hope so, man. Cotton Candy, I made over 100% on Crow USDT. Don't know if I should sell. Help me, please. If that's real, I would just sell, dude. The vast majority will always stay with a dumb. It's just the sad truth of how people work. Unfortunately, it's true. Unfortunately, people have this, like, I've met them all my life. Like I just got a text message from one of my in-laws the other day. Should I invest in this? And God bless his soul. He's a great guy, but it's just like, man, I'm not an investor. I'm a day trader. Like, don't ask me to help you. Like, I don't know. If you want to invest in this, go ahead. Like, what do you want from me? Like, but that's just the thing, right? They just want, oh, can I be rich? Yes. Okay. I'm rich. Perfect. Life is set. I'm a master. Like, Nets doesn't work like that. Kind of funny, but at the same time, it's eye-opening. Spicy for the new peeps here. It's a Saturday stream, man. We never done a Saturday stream, so Saturday pop-off, right? What do you think of Trade AU? I have no clue what that is. Bankrupt Bybitcon. You're going back on Twitch. I'm going to try it for a week, yeah. What kind of traders need to be sponsored? Those get wrecked constantly. A lot of traders just make their income from sponsored content and they don't actually ever take a trade in life. Channel, tell me how to do this without doing the work. Someone link me. Yeah. For a second, I thought you were going to roast me. No problems. I'm here because you're chill and smart, trying to learn as much as possible. I'm not going to roast you at all, dude. You're everybody has, even the people who I mentor at the highest level have moments where I just knock them down to say, like, look at you're screwing up, man. Like, let's act proactively and fix this now so it doesn't become a lingering threat to your trading. Because at the end of the day, I just care if you make money or not. I don't care about all the in between. I don't care how you get there. Well, I care how you get there because there's a right and a wrong way. And if you're doing it the wrong way, you're probably not going to get there. But it's not like a bad roast. It's like a good roast. Like, oh, let me help you and accept the constructive criticism as it's meant to help you, not to bring you down. Because we are a community together, and we you know, as we knock each other down, sometimes we just build the pieces back up stronger, right? Sad to do it, but I'll sell then. Here, I'll take a look for you, man. Just chill out before you sell. Crow USDT? I don't want to be responsible for, like, I'll just make a general statement about it, and then you can do what you want with it. What did you ask for? Is it Crow USDT? 100 per Crow USDT. Okay, sure. Let's take a look. I mean, it's generally within the top of its range. Like, if it is only maybe around this price right now, I would say, you know, maybe hold on for a bit more. But, you know, with something like this, you really want to see, like, it go after its range up here, and it's pretty much already hit its range. Like, it's not far off its range. If it even goes to its range, like, it could just pull back off the backside of this right here. Like, it could already have hit its top. Is it still moving up? It's it's likely that it even goes after a higher time frame range, right? Like it's likely that it even kind of tries to go after something like this, but it could also just pull back completely right now, and it's all dependent on Bitcoin. So like I don't think Bitcoin's pulling back right now, but this might have a pullback, and then it might move up with Bitcoin's move, you know, tomorrow or whenever. So this might pull back still. So I would be careful on Crow. Like it's right at the top of its range. Could you make more money on it? Yes, I think if you're up 100% already. What I would do is something like this in your position. I would just maybe draw like a bonehead trend. I call them bonehead trends because they're just very simple. Like just draw a bonehead trend like this right here. And if it breaks this, then just get out instantly. That's what I would do. Like I call them like bonehead trends. You could even like repin it on the hourly, find the hourly here and just go to like this is just like a bonehead trend. Like you're safe to stay in this as long as this doesn't break, because once something like this breaks, and I would even just like bonehead it even more like that. Just make it as minimum risk as possible. If it breaks this trend, just like get out. That's how I would treat this, because there's no real harm in staying in it right now. There's no real difference. You're risking a few percent to see if it can still move up. You're not even risking 1% at this point to see if it can still move up. So like this is, if I was in this trade, this is how I would treat it. Right now with Bitcoin and it doing what it's doing, can it move up? Yes. Is it possible? Yes, for sure. Like it needs to break this trend right here in order to move up, right? So it needs to break something like this in order to move up, but it'll just do what Bitcoin's doing. So really it's just going to follow Bitcoin. Like that's how I would treat this trade. Hopefully that reaches you in time before you do anything on your trade. I'm going to leave the screen up for him for a minute. There's a chance that you'll tell me that all this has nothing to do with the work. Someone link me. Yeah, I read that one. Thanks for the 5, man. Thank you so much, Curtis. And Bezgin earlier, Elijah. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Just a nice token of gratitude always like makes me feel good. I work pretty hard on this stuff, so thank you so much. You were the first and only channel that I found when I started seriously looking for any legitimate trading tips on YouTube. But it's just like learn how to do it yourself. Anybody who's so I think there's another line there to cross, right? I think there's another line there to cross. I think you have people who don't want this as a career, who just want to say make $100 a week as a side income. And those are the people who aren't going to go out of their way to educate themselves fully. If they did do that, they would realize, hey, I should just do this for a career, because $100 a week is actually like peanuts. I could make like $5,000 a week easily in these markets. With a very little amount of money, I can make a big amount of returns. So, you know, if I'm going to break into making like 50K a week, that now we're getting into some serious stuff. That's a bit different, but I could make 5K a week in these markets. I could make like 10 to 20 grand a month, no problem. And you can have like a pretty quick, you can make yourself a 6-figure income in trading. So anybody, so like there's a line there, right? There's a line where you have people who start out saying, I just want to make a little bit of extra money. They have no interest in it as a career. And if they find out how lucrative it is, then they go and start training. Then they just turn into career. They just turn it into a career. So then there's that break. You initially have that group of people who just want to make $100 and then just break them 50-50, even though that's not even close to what the statistic would be. You just break them 50-50. 50% of them actually learn this career and they start making good money. And the other 50%, they just stayed not caring and they just want to make $100 a week. But that beginning pool of 100 people who want to make $100 a week is massive. So they're not interested in learning this as a career. They have no interest. They just want to have somebody tell them what to do. Like it's such a, you might as well just go to the bank and invest with the bank. Like you're just doing the same thing, but you're just clicking the buttons for yourself, taking the hands-on approach. At least with the bank, they hold responsible for that and they have pros to do it. You might as well just go to a bank and just ask to have a savings account at that point. Like you want to just make $100 a week, just go to a bank. But then, so you get a lot of people who just don't care. They just want to make $100 a week. So that's the problem. And then they just want someone else to do it for them. So this is like a really terrible way to look at trading. It's really super low quality. It's, but it's the way that some people do it. So it just, you know what? It is how it is. And that's where most people come from. Did you start doing shorter videos? I'm not going to do Bitcoin analysis videos. Hell no. What am I supposed to do? Upload an analysis video every morning and here's my thoughts on March, blah, blah, blah. No, God, no. I would die doing that. That's like the most like content dead last resort. If you're doing that, you're just so thinned out from content, you don't even know what to do with your channel anymore. That's like the last resort bullet that you have to press before you hang up the YouTube channel and just say, well, this clearly isn't working out. That's the last bullet pull. that's the out of content take, dude. I have no interest in doing anything like that. I'm going to reinvent these markets, and I'm going to keep creating building blocks for people who want to take this seriously and have a career in this. I'm going to continue to make building blocks. I'm going to continue to develop courses that have real life value. I'm going to continue to make mental analysis work that allow people to conquer their trading world. I'm just going to keep making content and keep allowing people to connect with me and seeing what's going on behind the scenes. I have no interest in taking like a last resort content go scam take. No thanks, dude. Absolutely not. That's the last resort, man. That's like the fuel tank's on empty and you forgot your wallet at home. You're effed, man. Just abandon ship. That's gone. There's no way, dude. There's no way. Are you currently planning on doing mentorship? Are you currently doing mentorship, planning on doing them again? No, absolutely not. I did mentorship for years on end, and it got to such a crazy point. Like I was charging people like $10,000-$15,000 a month, and I would have like 10-15 people wanting to sign up. I couldn't take anymore. It's not about the money. I couldn't do mentorship anymore, man. It's too draining on me. I want to focus on YouTube and Patreon and building this world for people. I want to continue doing the morning show. I want to continue building free content. I want to continue pushing people in the right path, and I want to continue working at a broad level and try to globalize my presence at a broad level that can help more people get accessibility to this content, especially with COVID happening, especially with the world changing, and you know, day trading might blow up one day. And well, I think it will. I think it's like the career of the future. I might be biased though, maybe just a little bit, but I just want to continue to help people in a broad sense and have like more of a global recognition than worry about like lining my pockets with gold. So mentorship is absolutely off the table. I have no plan on doing that. I actually do a mentorship contest once a month on Patreon. So that's just, if you're on Patreon on the expert tier, I actually give away a mentorship spot once a month, and it's a new mentorship program that I created just because. So that's actually free, but you have to earn it on Patreon. You have to go through the monthly contests that I do on Patreon and earn it, write reports, show me charts, do this, do that. I put people through kind of the ringer on there. So yeah, like I don't even charge for that. It's like a bonus that I give to people who want it, right? So emergency, yes, joke. It's about to be 600% gains. Yeah. Looks like it's about to make a cup in hand to wait for the sick. Yeah. You're my trading sensei. Thanks, man. Thanks, Devin. Bonehead trends are I'm gonna try right now. Yeah, bonehead trend this. There's no reason to get out yet, right? Like, let's watch this trend. It's a bonehead trend, but it works for this trade. They're all you're gonna do now. Yeah, I mean, use it as a point where you can exit the trade, right? Because you know that there's some type of failure in the trade, and let it mature until then. Because there's no reason you would get out now, not for the 0.5% that this could possibly lose, in order to see this thing mature up to a new range. Like, there's no point. Everyone's trading sense. I hope so, man. I hope like one day. I made to my mom. She got mental when she got scammed out of $40. That's awesome, dude. She's a fighter, man. Oh, she's a fighter. That's great. Yes, I do think it's possible to hit 10K with a 1K balance. I think it's more possible with Blueprint. I think out of any course, Blueprint allows people to build their bankrolls. Blueprint will go free when we hit 50K subscribers on YouTube. So that'll be a huge day. Contract trading is rough. You need perfect entry. Yep. Oh yes, dude. Absolutely. You need to be at a very high level. Thoughts on Polkadot? That's like crypto, right? Polkadot. That's I think it's just DOT, right? DOT BTC Polkadot. Pretty sure that's just DOT, right? No thoughts on it, dude. It's like the same thing with all these trades. It's all dependent on Bitcoin. Well, it was supposed to come out tomorrow, Ahmed, the beginner's course lesson 2, but I've been kind of down and out. Obviously, instead of streaming, I should have spent this energy I had to record, but hey, we're streaming instead, so. No short BTC analysis videos, great response. It's so true though, dude. It's so true. It's like the last ditch effort for a channel to still be alive. If you're doing like morning analysis videos and uploading them, if it's not like, I do a morning show, which is completely different. I just shoot the shit with people and keep connected and give my thoughts on trades and things like that. But if I'm doing like specifically an analysis video, dude, that's like the content death video. That's the last straw. That's when you know a channel is about to die, is when they start doing like the uploading the daily analysis. That's when you know like it's gonna die. It's either gonna die or your audience is so far gone that it's just like perfect for those people. Thoughts on BNB? Nope, no thoughts. Keeps pushing. It does keep pushing. Appreciate everything you do. Thank you so much. Absolutely, successful traders use coupons, dude. Absolutely, dude. I like anytime I can save a fraction of a penny, I do it, dude. I'll use coupons all day. I'll be in the grocery store with like my pouch on my stomach, and I go zip open my pouch and I pull out this big handful of papers, and they're crumpled, and because I've been saving them because I never let a coupon die. And then I just, we're at the checkout line, and in one hand I've got a black card, which is like a high Visa, and then in the other hand I got my coupons, dude. Then people follow me to my car, and then they whisper threats at me. They don't. That doesn't. None of that happens. I don't use coupons like that at the grocery store. But there's nothing wrong with using coupons, dude. I always use coupons. Every time I order a pizza, dude, I look for a coupon code. Are you kidding me? Of course. A friend fell for some crypto wizard stuff, reading candles, taking risk he didn't understand, head and shoulders, cup and handle, all the BS. He won't listen to me or you. I'll just let him do his thing, man. People are going to lose money, and then they're going to blame the world. I have people who like just no matter what, they like have to have somebody to blame. So when, if he makes money, good for him. Like, good for him. Let him think he's a wizard, and it's like, see how long he can keep it up, right? But if he loses money, then just, he'll try to blame the world. Something. People like that are they just won't listen. I know BTC has less risk, but why don't you trade altcoins? I just trade leverage on Bitcoin, man. There's no reason not to. Best course on YouTube. Thanks, man. If I can do it, I don't think you can't. That comment is so above my head, dude. I don't even understand it. If I can do it, don't think you can't. I get it, dude. That was maybe if I understood the comment, I would have agreed with you, but I'm not so sure anymore. That was pretty bad that I had to take that long to understand such a simple comment. It even had like very nice punctuation in it. Yeah. It's a yikes take. So this trend still chilling, huh? Blame the world. I see it so often as a teacher. I just see it so often. People lose money and then they implode. I talked about that in my... It's so funny because we're talking about this. This is exactly what I talked about in the mental analysis of all video today. I talked about how people just... They can never look in a mirror and blame themselves and take responsibility for their actions. And, in order to overcome that, you have to realize it. Like, that's everything that today's mental analysis video was about that I released. It's all about taking responsibility for the decisions you've made in your life, and then having a realization that it's time to move past that and evolve, right? You've paper traded for 1 year. Okay, wait, let me read this. Paper trade, that's a long time to paper trade. I built enough paper gains that I just received a good faith investor. Nice, man. Just piece of advice, do it on your own. Don't use investors. You don't need good faith investors. Do it on your own so you don't have to ever answer to anybody. The thumbs up give you more subs. It's good for analytics. Thoughts on Valorant? I prefer CSGO. I like Valorant. I just don't like all the special effects they do. Please forgive our ignorance. You were watching it at midnight. You got spooked because of all the dark mirrors. You kept thinking somebody must know what's going on, so you kept searching. Here you are. That's so cool, dude. I love that story. Somebody who could see through all the crap on YouTube, because there's a lot of it there. Somebody who could see through all the crap and then found me and was like, oh, finally. That's a cool story. That's the kind of story I like to hear. So yeah, here's trend testing. So if you start closing under trend, then you're going to want to get out of this trade. I'm your favorite YouTuber. That's awesome. It's so cool hearing that, because like I wasn't planning on doing any of this YouTube stuff, and I'm happy it's being received so well by people. I wasn't planning on doing any kind of like YouTube channel, any kind of morning show, kind of all just inspiration in the moment kind of sparked when I wanted to create this world. And like 6 months ago, I never had any plans to do any of this stuff. And it was like, yeah, okay. So I just bought a camera and I just started upgrading my sound and my video quality and my production, right? So I just sound panels on the wall, knew this, knew that, increase the quality, start talking what's really on my mind, just sharing with people, uploading courses, just kind of just been around long enough and just kind of made the decision that, hey, it's time to just step into the world of helping people in the masses. Like let's try to change things. And here we are. And it's like people are receiving it so well. So that's really cool. I'm glad I'm entertaining as well as informative, because sometimes I feel like, oh, you guys just want to see me chart, but that's really not what I'm going to do. So I'm glad that people understand that, like, there's nothing to talk about on this trade. Like, we've drawn our trend and we've made our thoughts. If you're concise and accurate, like, this is the mark of a real pro. And this is how you can tell. People who start going over the top analytics, there's only one moment in the chart that will dictate the trade. How can there be 5 and 10 moments? Why do we need to talk about 10 different things and create 50 different scenarios? There's one moment that we're looking for, one point of polarity where we want to either be in or out of this trade. So if we start going down this path where I'm killing you guys with TA and you guys think you're getting value, it's just a big facade. It makes you guys feel like you're getting more than you actually are. But minimalism in trading is huge. Not having a bunch of chart junk. There's no other moments in time on CRO USDT we care about. And we're good enough to identify it instantly. So why the hell would we go and talk about 30 other things? We have one point of interaction we're watching right now, one point of polarity that matters in this trade. So if I was to overload you guys with information, it would just be fake. You guys can even see how important this trend is right now. Like, there's nothing else to even look at with this trade. And this is just on some like random crypto.com chain CRO tether. Like, I don't even know what the hell this is. It's CRO USDT, but we're doing this because someone's in the trade and I'm trying to, you know, advise on the trade. But we have, oops, oh no, we want to go back there. If I was doing like 1,000 things, it would be so fake and disingenuous. It would just be like a grasp at content. That's all it would be. So the fact that I can entertain you guys outside of doing this is good, because it means I'm doing something right. Because I think a lot of people expect me to chart. But like, look at Renova. That was a perfect example. Like, why do I need to chart this thing? I drew one level. I'll take a trade at that level. This is a stock. Look at how perfect it was. And it was like 100%, right? Look at how perfect it was. We don't need anything else on this chart. We don't need anything. There's nothing else to do. What do I need to draw 50 million trends for in 1,000 levels? There's just one point that matters in this chart. There's always one point. It's just what happens next in the trade. And that's it. There's no other points that matter. The only thing that matters is the next point of polarity. After that, there's a new identifiable point of polarity, and that becomes the next moment. So one step at a time. Everything else is just like, you either don't know what you're doing or you're just grasping to create content. So I'm happy that I can be entertaining at the same time, because, you know, to be honest with you guys, sometimes charting is a little boring. It's like, yeah, one level, that's all you really need. What the hell else am I supposed to talk about? Yikes. So like, it's cool. It's cool that people receive it so well, because I didn't have any of this planned, and I wasn't really looking to be like a YouTuber per se, but now that I'm doing it, I'm kind of falling in love with it, and really realizing like the feedback I get and stuff like that really is fueling me to keep going and you know, constantly, like, you know, Blueprint is next, and then obviously there's going to be something after Blueprint. One day it'll be Butterfly Effect. Who knows what those goals will be at that time, but, you know, so be it. Then one day Butterfly Effect will come out for free, and we'll just keep growing, right? And we'll keep adding pieces and growing, and so it's good. It's good. It's good that people receive it so well, because I'm also not a 21-year-old gaming pro who's playing Valorant at the Radiant level or at the Valorant level, whatever they call the top rank now, right? So, you know, to be a little bit older in streaming, I'm in my 30s, you definitely have to have something more to offer than just being kind of a gamer. Because I think for the most part, people watch gaming streams, and that's good. So you have to be at least, you know, have an opinion that people respect. And there's a lot to it, right? You have to have an opinion that people respect. You have to be knowledgeable in what you do. You have to be a true pro, you know? So yeah, it's good. I'm just happy that people like it so much and that people continue to watch. Favorite YouTuber? I helped a random guy use it, and he recommended me to the con channel too. That's kind of cool. Biggest ROI ever. You're doing it right. You've changed my trajectory. That's so cool. Rebecca, you're a natural. Oh, thank you so much. So glad I found content. I literally never watch other streams, and this is why I do it, because you guys love it so much. It's getting beyond my favorite YouTuber and getting close to my favorite person. Oh, don't tell your wife or maybe your cats or your daughter or son. They'll hate you. I said cats like you have no life, man. I'm sorry. I have cats. Don't worry. I love my cats. Making a bow wedge or making a pendant? Maybe a log cabin. Whichever happens, 100% what you predicted. Yeah, exactly. Ripple court date is a 22nd, just in case someone misses it. What did you miss? Everything? Do you mostly swing trade? I know in your older videos that you said you scalp. Nah, it depends. Like on 100x trades, a lot of times I'm in and out of a trade. I think like the best way to understand how I trade is to watch the day trading video. I uploaded a video of like my day trading day, and I took a trade in that video, and I kind of showed what I was doing. Make a quiz to establish who your biggest fan is. Done. Dan, you miss a lot, dude. Today was a popped off kind of day. I would like this channel. This is what I want right now. I would like the morning show to continue growing so that I get online every single day and I'm kind of ground zero for people's trading. So I am working as hard as I can to continue building the reputation of my channel, creating content so you guys are making good, profitable trades and follow along. And it becomes ground zero so that when I come on every single day, it's like, okay, this is ground zero for trading. This is like where we need to be. This is trading central, right? Like that would be the best, because I don't want to stop doing the morning show. I love the morning show. I have no plans of, I didn't know I was going to like the morning show so much, but doing the morning show is become the favorite part of my day every single day, outside of family, of course. My favorite part of working every day has now become the morning show. I absolutely love it. I'm taking off in like 2 minutes. I should have got off a long time ago. I have so much to do. Clarities and butterfly effect, yes. Weird beginner's course, a small channel, but I felt it was the right one. So here we are, my life changed. Dude, that's so cool. I got to get the new beginner's course out. I really got to get the whole thing recorded. It changes when you get to a higher level Midaz. You see that stuff without having to mark it on the chart. It's strange to watch you just using 2 lines after hours of lessons and lessons and lessons, Pandora's box. So what you guys aren't realizing is that I still see that stuff in my head. I just don't need to mark it on the charts anymore. So all that stuff is valuable, has to learn, and you apply it all the time. But then you get to a point where you see it without having to mark it on your charts. It might just be me, because I've been doing this for over a decade and I've taught thousands of people and I've made courses and I've done this and I've done that. And for this one specific trade, I look at it and I say, well, this is what I'd be looking at. Really, the only thing I care about in this trade is this right now. So it's not that I'm not using those things. I'm just not marking them, because I already am able to intake the information that all that stuff is giving me. So me not marking it doesn't mean I'm not using it. It just means that I've already extrapolated the value out of what it can give me without needing to mark it, because I understand this trade has one specific point right now that's important. Just like how we do on Bitcoin, and we say, oh, it has to hold this trend. If it doesn't, it's going to dump. And then bang, it dumps because it doesn't hold one very specific trend. In order to find that trend, you'd have to go through a big chain of things, right? And I never used to be able to do it this good. But again, after creating course after course after course, after mentoring thousands of people, after doing this for over a decade, you just kind of are able to not really mark. You don't need that anymore. You don't need those training wheels anymore. You see it and you just don't need to mark it, because by marking it, it just becomes pollution on your screen. And then it's not that it's wrong. It's correct. It's just that you, after a certain time, you don't need to mark them, because you already intake that within a few seconds of staring at a chart. You've already taken everything you can out of that. So it's not that I'm not using it. So I don't want you guys to feel like, oh, I don't need to use any of this stuff. Just use one thing at a time. No. This is just the way I'm doing it. I'm using all those tools. I don't need to mark them on my charts anymore, because I'm seeing them without having to do it. Just maybe an experience thing. I'm getting off in a minute. Hello, 666 man. Dan P basically just said what I said in such less words, dude. He's the real champ. 100% the quality of your content, bro. I strive to keep that way too, Tom. Opinion on BTC right now? Not really. Why did you choose that level? That's just I call it like a bonehead trend. It's just like, if you're in a trade, this is kind of something you'd use to guide you. If you start closing this under this time frame, then you're... Make sure it's 2 Pluto minutes. Here we go. If it starts hard closing this trend, then you'd want to get out. went ahead and followed on Twitch. Yeah, guys, I'm going to be streaming on Twitch next week. Just heads up for anybody here who's here, starting Monday. And I'll post some stuff on Twitter about this, but I'm going to be streaming on Twitch. We're going to try it for a week because it has a lot of cool interactive features that I'd like to test before we decide if the future of the morning show is going to be on YouTube or on Twitch. I'd like to give Twitch a try for a week and see how it goes for a week on Twitch. So just anybody, so for everybody who is here, Monday we're on Twitch for a week. We may be back here the week following, but we're trying Twitch on Monday, and then we're going to kind of vote on which platform is better. I'm watching your stream at 8 p.m. at night, dude. That's a big compliment. That's a huge compliment, man. 8 p.m. on Saturday night. I'm typically sleeping, but if I wasn't such a workaholic, 8 p.m. is like the go zone. Check on Alpha USDT. Change my name. I've had it since 14 years old. No worries, man. Just make a new account. I'm at a point where I just can't take trades anymore because I learned that I don't understand anything. Just more of a content push. Same like the Kruger effect, Dunning-Kruger effect. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know. It's just such a big world. Say that Bitcoin is in a distribution phase. Link for your Twitch. It should just be Twitch Cotton Candy TA. 2:20 a.m. Vietnam. Dude, that's so cool. You guys are still watching me at these times. It's so cool. Like, I want to check Bitcoin, but I also want to make sure that if this hard closes, then obviously. The only other thing you could do if you're really hard set on staying in this trade, like mark a second trend from here. You're really hard set on staying in this. You're going to have like a bounce here. But really your like first exit point would be here, right? Like, it's 11:20. You got 4 more minutes. You don't need to get out of this trade yet unless it's showing you like impeding failure. Do you guys understand how hard closes work? And why a hard close is a hard close and what makes it so important? It's a term that gets thrown around the industry so much. Hard close, hard close. Does anybody really know why a hard close makes a hard close and why it makes sense? I don't know how in depth I go in future of trading. I do so much content that sometimes I forget. People notoriously misunderstand what it means to close a candle. I don't think I have ever seen anybody say it right before I put it out there. I'm pretty sure I talk about this in Future of Trading, but if I don't, oh well, we're talking about it now. If it's something that's more advanced, then oh well. Saturday tidbit, I guess. So a hard close, people don't understand. First, there's multiple parts of why a hard close is a hard close. First off, they don't understand what it even means to hard close. So when somebody says, oh, it's hard closed, well, what does that mean? Okay, so what this means when something hard closes is it means it's confirmed timeframes beneath it. Okay, so when you have a candle hard close, you have to hard close both sides of the candle. So 99% of traders out there think this is hard close because it's gone over top of it, because this part of the candle has gone over top. That's not a hard close. It's the bottom side of a candle that hard closes because the bottom side confirms every time frame below it. You see how this is moving back up over the trend, or it's trying to, because it hasn't hard closed. People will see this, oh, it's confirmed hard close. And this is where people lose money on trends constantly. And I see trend traders think they know what they're doing and they talk about closing and this and that. It's like, you crazy? Like, what do you want about? So when you hard close a candle, it's not this side of the candle you care about. It's this side, because the bottom side of any given candle will confirm every time frame below it. So if you're on a 15-minute time frame and you hard close something, you're not hard closing the 15-minute if this piece of the candle confirms, because this side of the candle doesn't confirm the 5-minute, the 3-minute, the 1-minute. It doesn't confirm every time frame underneath it. It's the bottom side of a candle that you're looking at to hard close. So when you are looking at a candle to hard close and you're saying, oh, I want to wait for a hard close, there's a huge misconception about what a hard close even represents. People are even so pulled back to the fact that they don't realize that a hard close represents the confirming of all timeframes behind it. But that can't be true unless it's the bottom side of a candle. So if you had a trend like, let's find a trend. If you had a trend like this, for example, right? If you just had like a bonehead, we're going to do like another bonehead trend. You just had a trend like this. Guess what this candle just did? This confirmed the time frames below it, not this one. These aren't hard closes. Where's some like an even clearer example? Like, no, that wouldn't be one. Well, you'd have to go to a different time frame. We're on the 5 minutes, so we're just going to guess like this. These aren't closing. This isn't hard closing anything. That's not a hard close. This one would be a hard close because it can confirm the bottom side of an accumulation candle, can confirm all time frames below it. So people don't even really understand what a hard close means. And then they get into situations like this where something hasn't hard closed and they're in a trade and they're like, oh, it's hard closed, I need to go. And then it rips the other way and they don't realize why. And they're like, oh, it's a fake pump, it's a fake dump, it's a fake out, it's a scam wick. It's a scam wick. I got scam wicked, I got faked out, I got bull faked, I got bear faked. Fucking pump faked, juke faked. The race started. I was left at the drag line. Like it's so many terms. I can't even like. So it's the bottom side because the bottom side of a candle confirms the previous time frames. So this isn't a hard close. So you're likely going to see this trend regain itself, and now it's going to move up because it's rejecting a dump. Now, again, this is highly dependent on Bitcoin, so we would never use this kind of hard set rule on Crow USDT in this moment because it doesn't make sense to use a 5-minute bonehead trend with a hard close to make any decision. There's no trade here that exists anyways, but in the case of the person who's in this trade in the chat, you would still be in this trade because it hasn't hard closed anything yet. There's nothing that it's hard closed. And then you get into a trend identification period. Like, is this even, do you want to look at the 5-minute hard close? Is that what's important here? Or was the 1 minute? Maybe it was the 1 minute. So that's what we won't get into. But then you have to realize what time frame you have to actually use this on to apply it. But the bottom side of a candle will confirm the time frames before it. So if you're trying to distribute a level, you need to hard close a distribution candle with a bottom side close. So now in 4 minutes, if this closes in distribution, it's lost the trend. It's very simple stuff, actually quite simple when you think about it. And the logic makes sense, actually perfectly makes sense. So of course it can confirm the time frames before it. Of course this makes sense. So people have such a huge misconception of how you actually hard close something. They just throw that term out there as if they know anything about it or what it means. It doesn't work like that. That's why constantly people are getting into trend trades and they don't know what they're doing because they just get into a trade. Oh, it's breaking trend. No, it's not. It's rejecting trend. This is actually rejecting a dump right now. So you're going to see this thing move up if it can't hard close. So now it's on a time clock of 3 minutes. So now it has to dump in the next 3 minutes. It's no longer on distribution to dump this move. This thing has to break. Now it's actually trying to go into accumulation. So this thing has to be, the pressure is now on distribution because if distribution actually can't break and confirm this move, now you're going to see, oh, it scam licked me. It fake dumped. They pulled the trigger on the fake dump. Yeah, that's what they did. So like the onus right now is on distribution to actually hard close this. Otherwise, if it can't distribute, if this cannot distribute, it will pump. Please explain hard closes. I think that's pretty good. 1 a.m. in India. Nice, dude. Listen, guys, this is golden. Just a little Saturday nugget, I suppose. Dan P, you're here for the most important part, the hard close talk. Because it's not a distribution candle, Pascal. It can't be a hard close if it's not a distribution candle. 5 minute on crypto, he goes paint drying. So true, Rick G. So true. What are we even doing here? My God, where's my notebook? This is all in FOT. I'm pretty sure it is. So much good information now. See how it's pumping? Because the onus is no longer on accumulation. This thing doesn't have to move up. It didn't lose trend. This thing isn't like, oh, it has to move up. It lost trend. Oh no, it's dumping. It's not dumping. They're scam wicking me. No, they're not scam wicking you. It hasn't hard closed. It's not losing trend. It's actually rejecting a dump. How you can tell when something rejects a dump. Thank you. You're welcome, dude. All time frames, Martin. Martin Quest. I don't care about liquidity farming, dude. It doesn't. It's all fundamental stuff to me. It doesn't matter to me. I just day trade and make my money. Can you explain the candle itself? XVS finally pulling back. Oh, what is Bitcoin doing right now? Bitcoin moving up, still kind of. Bitcoin's probably doing the exact same thing, by the way. Probably failed the trend break. It's probably like a mirror image of this chart. It's probably like trying to fight for a bonehead trend right now. Your bonehead trend would be at the hourly. In this scenario, it would be at the hourly. From here to the 5 minute, the same bonehead trend that we had, wherever that bonehead trend was. The 5 minute, right? It probably faked the dump on that too. Yeah, see, it's the same bonehead trend. The 1 hour to the 5, it's the same trend. The same move. It's like magic. It's like altcoins follow Bitcoin. It's so weird. Isn't that crazy? This is why I don't trade altcoins, because there's no point, because it's all the same. You're going to trade the altcoin, you're trading Bitcoin anyways. Wait, what was that last chart we did? Crow USDT? It's almost like they have the same chart. Holy shit. Right? So this is why I don't trade altcoins, because it's all the same anyway. You might as well just go trade leverage on Bitcoin. I gotta get off, guys. It's so I've stayed on way too long. This was supposed to be like a half an hour stream to make a Twitch announcement. It's been 2 hours of ranting about everything from content creator to hard closes to some other random crap. Talked about cars and all sorts of. Yeah, there's a lot of like bonehead trends. Proof of you making money in trading. Only people who have something to prove need to prove it, dude. I don't have anything to prove. No, I just came in. Been here a long time, prob. Yeah. Adios. See you guys Monday. Remember, it's on Twitch. It's not on YouTube on Monday. It's next week. Yeah. See you later, guys. Enjoy your Saturday.